So welcome back to the channel and welcome to a wild, wet and windy Edinburgh. Nothing new there, but this afternoon something a little bit different. I am sitting not in my own car but in another Race Blue Enyaq. This time it's a coupe and it's the 85 edition, so the new model with the new motor. It's got the bigger battery than my car and crucially it's got the 4.0 software, which means I can do things like preconditioning the battery on my way to chargers. I'm really grateful today for the support of West End Garage in Edinburgh. They're one of the main Škoda dealers here. They also are in Stirling and Dunfermline, so you don't have to be in the Edinburgh area. They are the garage I bought my Enyaq from, and I've been buying cars from them off and on for about the last 24 years, as have various members of my family. So I'm quite happy to recommend them. They're not paying me to do this video, they've just lent me the car for the weekend so that I can make this video and see what I make of the new Enyaq. So this afternoon I have to drive down to Stafford, which is about between 4 and 5 hours of driving. Even without an electric car, factoring in any stops, Google Maps reckons it's about 4 to 5 hours. I plan this afternoon to drive as far as I can. It's currently just after 3 o'clock. I will need to eat something this evening when it comes to around about evening meal time. That's probably going to be around about Carlisle, where there are Ionity chargers, 12 of them, and we shall see how I get on in terms of efficiency. It is really windy, it's really blustery. 1 minute there's sunshine, the next minute there's hail and rain, so it's not a particularly pleasant or efficient driving day, but we'll see how we get on. So I have never sat in a coupe before. I've never sat in one of the cars with 4.0 software. As I say, this is the dealer's own car and he's lent me it for this particular trip. So I'm coming to it completely cold. It's not set up for me, I'm not used to it. So I'm just going to basically take it as I find it. What I'm going to do today is not install my dongle. I'm not going to use a better route planner, none of that. I'm just going to use the car's own system because 4.0 will allow me to precondition the battery when I'm on my way to a charger. And given that I'm stopping at Ionity at Carlisle, I think, then that makes lots of sense. So first things first, I think it's powered off. Yeah, I'm in online mode, that's fine. Do I agree? Yes, I agree. There we are. I'll have to connect my phone in a minute, I will do that much. So let's do some route planning. So I want to go to Stafford, where there is an Ionity charger. Not Stafford Street in Edinburgh, but Stafford, 221 miles away. That's good. The car is currently at 94% and it's saying that I should get there in 4 hours 58, 4 hours 57 with a 5-minute stop. I'm not sure where that stop is. No, it's not going to show me. Oh no, does that mean I'm going to arrive? I think that means I might arrive.
Please drive to the route shown. Your route contains an essential charging stop.
It doesn't. So this is similar layout, but the map is subtly different. Ah, okay. So it's saying I need a 6-minute stop at MFG EV Power Oakwood Gate. I've got no idea where that is, but it's obviously down towards Stafford. That is going to be in 4 hours time. I will be hungry by then. I will need to have stopped for the toilet because I've been drinking water and coffee while I'm at work all day, so I will need a leg stretch. So that will change, but yeah, it looks like I can do a 5-hour drive with a quick 6-minute stop, so that's not too bad. And the car, as I say, is not even fully charged. It's just ticked over onto 95% and it's showing 248 miles on the gasometer. So I'm going to unplug, pair up my phone, and then we will see how we get on. Okay, so I have added Ionity Carlisle as a charging point or charging stop. And then up here there's a little plug icon which is for charging. So as you can see, I've got 66% charges at the moment. I'm going to hit optimize. So it's showing that at the moment, if I plugged in there, I will charge at 40 kilowatts. Obviously I want to go faster than that. So it's saying it'll need 34 minutes to reach the optimum capacity or the optimum temperature. I'm probably going to be there in about half of that, so that's fine. Hopefully it will be warm enough to speed things up. I don't need it to be massively fast because I'm going to have something to eat. You can also look on there at the charging locations. You can add different charging locations. As you can see, I don't know if it's showing up on the camera, the wind is blowing this car around like crazy at the moment. It's really strong side wind. So I'm going to just concentrate on driving for now, and we'll see what charge speed I get when I get to Carlisle. So as you can see, the car is charging at 72 kilowatts. It started at 70, so obviously it's continuing to warm up, and it's not too bad at 57%. It's certainly better than my car would do. I'm not quite sure whether it's been done by plug and charge or whether I managed to activate it via the app. I did try via the app, but I've got a funny feeling West End have got plug and charge on this car. Either way, I'll sort out with them when I get back and square them up for any money I'm due them. Anyway, in the meantime, time to go and eat. So 26 minutes of charging and the car is back at 90%. So that was just enough time for me to nip inside, nip to the loo, get a sandwich and have half a bottle of water. Didn't even have time to finish it. Back out here, car's at 90%, I've stopped charging. So I'm going to move on now, head on down to Stafford. The car's got more than enough range to get there. So I'll do that in one leap and give you some thoughts while we're on the way about the differences between this car and my own. In terms of the route, it's basically straight on down the motorway, and I should do another 165 miles. It says 2 hours 45, and I should arrive there with 18% staying charge. So what I'll do, if it doesn't automatically start pre-warming the battery for that, I will trigger the manual battery preconditioning. So here we go. So in terms of differences between this and my own car, there's obviously the superficial differences like the trim. This is the Suite, so it's got the black leather interior rather than the light grey leather and Alcantara that my own car has with the lounge finish. It's also got gloss piano black inserts all around the cup holders and things, so that's a real fingerprint magnet. And then no head-up display, so I'm interested to see how much I'm going to miss that. So far I haven't particularly missed it. I noticed it's not there, so I'm having to look down ahead of me at the screen, so it's a little bit of a readjustment. But to be honest, when I bought it, it was a £600 option. Now Škoda have made it part of a pack, it's over £2,000. So yes, I'm missing it. Am I missing it £2,000 worth? No, not really. I could live without that. And then the other thing that is different is that this car does not have a heat pump. It's got a bigger battery, so therefore it's coming out not having a range problem. However, the efficiency on my own car on this trip at this point, I would normally expect to have about 3.6 miles per kilowatt hour. This car has got 2.6. So that's a fair old difference. I would cover 3.6 miles for every unit of electricity, and this car will cover 1 mile less, but it's going to be able to store more units of electricity, and therefore it will go further. The heat pump's £1,000. So is it worthwhile? Well, I guess it depends. If you do a lot of miles, then yeah, it could cost it, but you need to sit with a spreadsheet and work out, actually, is it worth £1,000 for you? for you to get that. But yeah, so far it does seem to be making a bit of a difference to the efficiency. This car's also 150 kilograms heavier than my car, so to what extent the efficiency is down to this car being heavier, and to what extent it's down to the lack of a heat pump, who knows. But the two things combined, no heat pump and 150 kilograms of extra weight, then clearly that's making a bit of a difference. So, but said that, I'm at motorway speeds. We'll see what efficiency I've got when I get down to Stafford. At the moment, it's saying since I started, I've travelled for 3 hours, 121 miles, and it's 3 miles per kilowatt hour. So yeah, it's not that much different from what I've been seeing on the efficiency since I set off the chargers. Long term, and it's only done just over 2,500 miles. This car's long term average is 2.9. So again, my car's efficiency long term I think is 3.8. So again, it's about a mile difference in what you'll cover with every unit of electricity. Anyway, we're on our way to Stafford, and I will check back in when I get there. Unfortunately, at this point the microphone failed yet again, but what I was describing was the matrix headlights, which are excellent, and the fact that I had manually activated the battery heating to speed up the charge speed when we got to Stafford. Now, this is supposed to be something that happens automatically if you've got a charge stop scheduled, but perhaps because I didn't have something scheduled, it was actually my destination I was heading to. It didn't happen on this occasion. But what you can see on the screen is that there's a bar that comes up predicting how fast you're going to charge when you get there, and as you proceed and the battery warms up, that moves across to the right. What I can say is that I did use this a number of times on this trip, and on every occasion the car actually charged faster than it was predicting. It's a really excellent feature. So here we are at Stafford, and we've arrived at 19%, so that is just above where my car would need to be to get a really good fast charge. Mine has to be below 15%, so I wasn't sure what would happen here, but as you can see it's ramping up really quickly, straight up to 122, 121 kilowatts, way faster than I've ever seen in my car, so I was really pleased with that. However, it wasn't quite finished. So a couple of minutes later I jumped back in the car. It was a cold night, so I was packing away all my stuff because this was journey's end after all, when I realised the charge speed was ramping up. Even though I'd increased from 19 to 25%, and in my car that would mean things would start to tail off, this car was actually ramping up and it was getting faster. 127, 128 kilowatts. Really, really impressive. So it's a massive change to the car. It really improves the usability of it. The fact you can pre-warm the battery makes all the difference. But also the charging curve seems to have been flattened out, so it doesn't tail off and slow down quite as soon as it does in the older versions of the car. It was really impressive. So the car's now at 71% charged, and it's still charging at 103, 104 kilowatts. On my car, even if I get it to 100 kilowatts, when it gets to about 30%, 40%, it starts to tail off. So whatever Škoda have done to the BMS and the battery curve, the charging curve, this is night and day different and better than my car on the current software. This is really, really good.